To Los Angeles, where many people say it's time to change the verdict in one of the most infamous murder trials of the 90s. And no, I'm not talking about O.J. Simpson here. The family of Erik and Lyle Menendez is pushing for the brothers to be resentenced on lesser charges. They have been locked up for 34 years for killing their parents. New evidence has led the L.A. District Attorney to reopen the case. Natalie Morales has more.
In one of the strongest public pleas in decades for their freedom, family members and supporters of Erik and Lyle Menendez will gather outside a Los Angeles courthouse today. Their expected message that the brothers were repeatedly sexually and physically abused. And that's why they killed their parents.
We've got a much more robust and evolved understanding of abuse.
The Menendez brothers have never denied shooting their parents.
Was guilty on all counts.
They were convicted in 1996 and are serving life sentences without the possibility of parole. But earlier this month, Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon revealed the emergence of new evidence, a letter allegedly written by one of the brothers to a family member in 1988, referencing the alleged abuse.
We have a moral and an ethical obligation to review what is being presented to us.
Robert Rand is an investigative journalist and friend of the Menendez family who found that letter in 2018 and delivered it to investigators.
I realized this was potentially a major piece of hard evidence for the Menendez brothers.
A new documentary on Netflix, as well as a dramatized series, has helped renew public interest in the case.
Hi, Lyle. Can you hear me?
Late last year, I spoke to Lyle Menendez from behind bars for 48 hours.
I try not to be defined by that one night.
District Attorney Gascon, who is running for re-election, did not respond to our request for comment. He now has roughly 6 weeks to submit a response to the brothers' petition.
Imagine if George Gascon held a news conference and announced that he was resentencing the Menendez brothers. I think that would attract a lot of people to vote for him.
For CBS Mornings, Natalie Morales, Los Angeles.
This is such an interesting turn in that case.
Really
because
is.
I remember when it happened, it was so shocking at the time. But now, when you hear about a letter, and the thing that also gets me is over 20 family members are now coming and saying, you need to let them out. It's very
notable.
complicated.
If they were abused, that does change my opinion of the
I think so
situation.
too, Tony. Especially back then, nobody talked about that.
That's true.
Nobody did.
You're right
It's a
about
different
that.
day.
Yeah, you're right about that.
We'll see.